Tonight, the expanding war with Iran. Breaking right now, Saudi Arabia says drones attacked the U.S. embassy in Riyadh. 2 days after the U.S. and Israel attacked Iran and killed its supreme leader, the conflict has erupted into a regional war.
And President Trump says the offensive could last for 5 to 6 weeks, but he's prepared for it to go even longer. And he's not ruling out the possibility of sending ground troops into Iran. We now know tonight that 6 American service members have been killed in the conflict. Thank you for joining us. I'm David Wade.
And I'm Lisa Hughes. Every hour there are new developments in the war with Iran. Tonight we have team coverage of the pushback from Congress, protests, and support here at home. The travelers from Massachusetts now stuck in the Middle East. How the fighting could impact gas prices all over the world. And we begin with Julie McDonald, who joins us live in the Satellite Center. Julie?
Well, Lisa and David, the apparent drone attack on the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia comes as several U.S. allies face days of retaliatory attacks from Iran. The State Department has issued a sweeping alert urging Americans across more than a dozen Middle Eastern countries to leave immediately. For a third day, airstrikes on Iran continued. The Pentagon said this video shows the U.S. military striking one of 11 Iranian ships that have reportedly been sunk since the attack on Iran began.
We're already substantially ahead of our time projections. We projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that.
President Trump promising the U.S. will take as long as necessary to eliminate the threat of Iran's ballistic missiles and nuclear program.
This was our last best chance to strike.
While the president's GOP allies on Capitol Hill have praised the plan, Democratic lawmakers argue there isn't one, blasting the administration for leaving Congress in the dark.
This is Trump's war. This is a war of choice. He has no strategy. He has no endgame.
The Pentagon shared 6 American servicemen have been killed during the ongoing war.
It happened to hit a tactical operations center that was fortified, but these are powerful weapons.
And Iran continues to retaliate, launching drones and missiles at allies that host American military bases across the region.
We will work to minimize U.S. losses, but as the Secretary said, this is major combat operations.
Around the world, reaction to the U.S.-Israeli campaign has been mixed, with the European Commission president warning of the long-term implications.
From energy to nuclear, from transport to migration to security, we must be prepared for the fallout from these recent events.
And without giving any details, President Trump said the, quote, big wave is still to come. The House and Senate are scheduled to get an all-members briefing tomorrow. Live in the Satellite Center, I'm Julie McDonald, WBZ News.
We know history, we know facts! We know history, we know facts!
Protests against the war with Iran have emerged here in Boston and all across the country. As Brandon Truitt shows us tonight, critics say they do not want the United States involved in another open-ended conflict.
And emotions have been running high since these attacks over the weekend. Reaction has been swift. Protests like this one in Boston have been popping up across the country.
We know history, we know facts! We know history, we know facts!
It's been nearly 3 days since the U.S. unleashed an attack on Iran, and these folks say they've seen enough.
We do not want our weapons to be bombing civilians in these countries. We need this war to stop.
A couple hundred people gathered on the Boston Common, united in their disapproval of this military operation and the way President Donald Trump has gone about it. And they're not alone. A Reuters Ipsos poll showed just over a quarter of Americans agreed with the strikes in Iran.
They say it's for their because they have nukes or their nuclear program. Didn't they say like 8 months ago that they obliterated it? So which one is it?
The whole thing is crazy. I never expected. And the Supreme Court is not pushing back. Congress is not pushing back.
Instead, people here wish the hundreds of millions spent on these attacks would be invested back here at home on things like education, healthcare, and infrastructure.
He said America first. That's what he ran on. This is not America first.
Poya Sarabi manages this restaurant in Belmont, but he has family currently sheltering in Iran. And with the country's supreme leader eliminated, he's leaning into the idea regime change might come to an end.
Most of people that I knew, and they say they hope it's the last time. We are all hopeful for the statement. It should be the last time. War kills the working class!
Back in Boston, protesters say they can hold two ideas at once.
But I can say that and agree with that fact that they're tyrannical and be happy that the supreme leader is gone. But also say that, Trump, he never asked the Congress. He never asked Congress. He never asked our elected representatives. So he never asked us if it was okay to spend that money in this war.
There were a few moments with counter-protesters here. Overall, things remained peaceful. No arrests were made. In Boston, Brandon Truitt, WBZ News.
Brandon, thank you. A large swath of the Middle East is now embroiled in this conflict. Iranian drones or missiles have hit 11 countries, and travel in the region has ground to a halt. Travelers from around the world, including from here in Massachusetts, suddenly find themselves in the center of chaos. Adeline Ellis is from Richmond, Massachusetts. She and two friends are in Dubai for a tennis tournament, and they were forced to shelter in place when the attacks began.
We were sitting down having lunch outside. We heard an explosion in the distance. We hurried to go inside.
It was a gigantic blast, and everybody ran inside.
And as we were inside finishing our meal, second blast.
The women are booked for a return flight leaving Wednesday, and they hope they will be able to get out safely.
And soon we could see the impact of this war at every gas station. Some analysts predicting that oil prices will rise sharply because a large portion of the world's supply goes through the Strait of Hormuz, which is virtually shut down at this point.
Oil prices are going to be higher. They're already close to $80 a barrel. They jumped about $5 to $6 a barrel over the weekend. If the escalation continues, then we could see higher oil prices and then even higher prices at the pump.
However, other experts say the U.S. produces a lot of its own oil, so drivers should not panic yet. We have much more on the war with Iran right now on WBZ.com, and you can find a live blog of each new development on the CBS News app.